like draft has started. We're on the first band now.
Ooh, the little refresh button is definitely important to remember to hit on the draft link to make sure you keep up. But yeah, Synergy is the first ban here. Still something I'm not quite comfortable with yet, but our teams banning. You said that the last matchup definitely Cruel is one that a lot of people have been focusing on banning, but that one got through pretty deep. Do you think we'll see maybe a Cruel ban earlier on?
It could be. They chose an alpha band. Um, Now Magic has a tough choice of Taka or Kroll if they think they got to prioritize one of those two. As Taka is probably the most banned hero in the game right now.
Mm,
Um, they went with Kroll. We'll see if they prioritize the Taka pick now.
yeah, Synergy has a chance maybe to secure that strong pickup for them and start off with maybe that slight advantage. But hey, we've seen other top laners maybe build a similar path that Taka's been building anyways, and it still kind of works out. So we'll have to see if MaGiK can secure a hero for themselves. The Fortress, so a lot of fortresses have been going not only just captain but also a jungle route as well with a Storm Crown.
Yes, and be interesting to see how they flex that if they do. It's it can be problematic jungle if because it is sort of weak early game.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but you know, we won't know until later in their draft if they pick another Rome or captain hero. If
Right.
that's what they're going with. They took the Vox, which is I would say Vox is an incredibly popular average pick hero. I think his win rate now on VG Pro is right around 50%. He just kind of average, but many people are very comfortable with him. So
Right. I feel like it's kind of like Arden. Like people are really comfortable with Arden, and just his mechanics and this play style is just something that's you can kind of always fall back on to play really well in most matches.
yes, and now Synergy has two very top tier picks on their side with the Rona.
Barona and the Taka. Yes, Tony is banned away. No captains yet picked up unless Fortress does get flexed into that role. We'll have to see on the side of MaGiK, but um, teams not choosing to worry about banning away any captains. Definitely just letting them stay open. They'll pick them up when they get to it. I feel like there's been times in past Vainglory history where like it's definitely a big focus to ban away captains. But I feel like now in 5v5 there's so many strong laners and just junglers that people are trying to take off the board that captains aren't really you know banned away as much.
Yeah, and being a captain seem to have slightly less influence on the game just because there's four other team members to try to save. They're not as easily able to influence the game, so they're let through. And
Hmm.
junglers, we've got four jungler bans already in public queue. Junglers are definitely the most popular bans currently. Um, they're just the strong junglers are really annoying to deal with. I would say uh,
Yeah.
they can they can come into your lane and just delete a carry at will. Uh, so it's interesting to see the Lorelei pick up.
Yeah, I
Uh,
was just gonna say the Lorelai's interesting.
she's been struggling of recent recently. Um, I'd expect that's a Rome Lorelei because there's the only real lane she fits in is top, and I would expect Taka to go there.
Right, and then the Celeste pickup, definitely more of that mid lane. Kestrel, probably, that's been a bot lane hero, I would say. I guess I personally haven't seen it be in like a jungle role quite yet.
Some people are running CP Kestrel again. I think it's pretty well countered by Vision, but it can if it scales up, it just does a tremendous amount of damage.
Hmm.
But it's the kind of thing where you have to build it with no defense. So if you get caught out with Vision, usually you get destroyed.
Yeah. Having that fortress, though, I feel like that probably is pretty secure as maybe the jungler of the fortress with the Arden pickup. So probably see that Kestrel maybe go that weapon path and maybe like a bot lane or a side lane. The jewel
Yeah,
ban.
that's probably that. Yeah, you're right. With the fortress jungle, you probably got they may be looking at CP Vox mid lane, and then Kestrel weapon bot lane, but it could be CP Kestrel top lane. I
Ooh,
guess
and an Idris. Wow.
that's that must. I guess that's a weapon Idris. So we saw the Idris ban last game.
Hmm.
Idris getting on top of Vox or Kestrel will be very problematic for MaGiK. The two heroes that he counters pretty hard.
We see a black feather here, maybe. Would a black feather work in this case? There it is.
It's if they can get it to the late game, the black feather can work. Um, I think he's good, and in public queues he doesn't work out often. But I wonder if they're going to take black feather bottom or top. Now I'm not sure. But he's good for diving, like the Celeste. If they can dive the black feather onto the Celeste, they may be able to neutralize Celeste.
So on the side of synergy, who do you think's jungling then?
Well,
Rona?
Rona makes the most sense, but they could go Taka jungle and put Rona in top lane too. Although
Right.
I don't agree with that. In the current meta, the top Taka is, as long as it's played right, as long as they know how to play it with tanking up and controlling the lane and going and stealing the enemy healers. That's kind of the idea behind the build, but
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see. We're getting a hero select. And we're gonna get loaded in.
All right, we're about to hop onto the rise for this best of one between MaGiK and Synergy. Do you have an early prediction?
No. I think I like Synergy's draft quite a bit better, but I don't know the players to say.
True.
We'll have to wait and see how their rotations go and who seems like they know the map better, because that matters so much in 5v5.
Yeah, I mean the Rona and the Taka, they definitely look like that stronger combo, but maybe this, we see trouble on this black feather. Maybe if he's really strong on the black feather, he'll be able to make some plays. But I'm definitely interested to see where they go lane wise and where they kind of settle into their roles, just to see the matchups and maybe who may struggle in their lane matchup.
Yeah, it's Sovereign's rise has begun.
It's very interesting. It does look like could be a weapon Taka jungle and a Rona.
Some lane.
Rona going bot lane, and Idris is going top lane. Well, this is interesting. I will say that.
Yeah, the Rona starting with the Book of Yulgis kind of gives us a little hint that they will probably put that Rona in the lane. Yeah, I mean the Taka, normally traditionally right. Correct me if I'm wrong, because you definitely are more aware of meta. But Taka is really just that top lane with maybe that clock, or not clockwork, but the Storm Crown, and more a little bit of utility instead of a lot of attack power.
Yeah, that's the high tier meta. That's where he doesn't get picked anymore because of the double bans, but generally the Taka has been a top laner. But as a weapon jungler, you can get that weapon buff, and if he goes out to the lane anywhere, no one can get away from him. So we'll see.
He could offer a lot of good ganks. He was already he's trying to steal away some camps. They're not going to find any in the bot lane. Out of war. He actually seems to be taking a good amount of farm here, and we see Rona not picking them up. I'm not quite sure. They're just sharing farm currently in the bot lane. So definitely going to be God's going to go ahead and go back along with the no, Rona's going to stick around, but we're have to see. Maybe, who knows? Maybe Taka's just trying to get that early tension bow, it looks like. Maybe try to rush that tension bow quickly and pick up some early.
Yeah, maybe they're putting Taka bot lane. He's headed back there. It's interesting choice. Say that.
Well, again, I'm not like the best top tier player, but if Rona's not going to sit in a lane, what's the point of the Book of Eulogies?
That's a good question.
Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't completely crazy.
You are almost definitely going to build a Serpent's Mask on her, but as a jungler, you don't need the early sustain, so you'd build the, you'd get the Swift Shooter and Weapon Blade.
Yeah, we're going to see, compared to the game earlier, not much, when it came to like invading, and we saw the passive team for Ox was definitely trying to steal camps away. We see maybe a little more passive start here. Both teams definitely sticking to the lanes, farming up, pushing back and forth. Taka does seem to return to that bot lane to continue farming, while Rona just is gonna maybe take that position as the jungler. So we'll have to see if Rona can get those, those important items with the Serpent's Mask, quickly. Definitely see trouble, maybe in a little tough spot here. Starplays is going to definitely fall into that captain role, so we'll have to see how Lorelei does handle, no Churnwalker or Grace or, Lyra. They decided to go with the Lorelei, so me personally, definitely interesting on their captain choice, but we'll see if it works out for them.
Yeah, and I was looking through the heroes. One thing that I noticed is Fortress Jungle did not start with Stormguard banner. And his clear speed has been really pretty slow, I think. So he may get hurt here. It looks like he bought that oh man, I don't have memorized all the names, but he bought the cooldown before getting the banner.
Yeah. Chronograph, is that what it's called?
Yeah, chronograph. And he's struggling. I believe his rotations will be pretty slow here with that build.
Yeah. Speaking of rotations, I'm not quite sure how Joshua Cloud on the Arden happened to find the Rona getting the heal and super low and able to secure the kill. It's definitely kind of interesting to see the captain rotate down and just finish Rona. I'm not quite sure what Rona was doing, to be honest. It does seem like Rona is kind of lost right now, not really getting farm and also not spending any time in the lane to put pressure. I think we may see that now, but so far, I feel like Rona's just been kind of trying to figure out what Rona wants to do.
Yeah, it's they're not making very good use of one of the strongest meta heroes by roaming her around, and they are trying to gank now, but with Taka having the weapon buff, Rona's not able to stick.
Yeah, using the top lane here up against this Kestrel. He does get ganked on by the Fortress, though. The stun does come through. It's a big stun. The healing plus is popped. Golden buff is on latent substance to try to actually add some extra, attack power there. Does a lot of extra damage. Taka, though, out of war. I definitely all eyes on him to see how he is going to be able to maybe snowball in this game. The tension bow is full effect. He has a lot of attack. He maybe could have finished trouble there, but I think he knows his limits and just continued farming. Rona, though, finally getting some invading, getting some extra camps down under Rona's belt. So that'll definitely be good for the Rona to maybe try to pick up some items instead of, falling behind too fast.
Yeah, and the Black Feather made the decision there to port home, and with Taka on the turret, put down a lot of damage before the minion wave. It's a tough decision to make when you're stuck under turret and you're low health, whether you try to hang in there and not die, but he made the decision that he lost about half the turret for that.
Seeing a 3-man rotation into the jungle on the side of Synergy. Taka's gonna head and look like Boo out of there, but here comes the rotation from Starplay to try to help out the Taka. Taka's doing a lot of damage. He's dropping really low. He's trying to kite him out, but he's not going to be able to. Gotta avoid those. Be careful. He's trying to kite around this Blackfeather does hop into his box, get the extra healing. Is Josh going to be able to take him out? He just popped the healing back. He's dropping super though. He does fall. Josh was able to secure the kill. Blackfeather falls as well. The Fortress Wolves were popped, but we're going to see them probably just rotate out of that fight. And Verona does get caught here by the Fortress and the Ardent. Looks like Verona is going to fall. Verona does drop as well. So maybe a little sloppy engage back and forth. Verona probably should have just completely disengaged. I know Verona wanted that weapon treant, but with Joshua still sticking around, Verona probably should have just, took the L and just backed away.
Yeah, and that's I noticed Joshua Arden has already picked up the flare gun, which is great. The stealth heroes need the vision to counter them. That's 100% necessary. And he had a flare down there when Taka was in his Kaku. I don't know if it changed the fight, but it's super important to get early vision and vision control when you're doing a stealth hero on your team and against your team with Kestrel and the Taka. Both roams picked up early vision items.
Yeah, dang. Huge snipe from the Kestrel, just picked off his left. Definitely aware of vision and able to place that perfectly. So nice snipe from Leighton there in the top lane. He's doing pretty good look. He drops really low though, and he tried. He does secure. He does get the auto attack off. Fortress was trying to take him out before, but we're gonna see. See if Don is able to maybe push this lane himself, but I think Rona's going to be there to stop it. Rotation down to Josh and Brandar Vox. Looks like Vox going to return back to his mid lane here. Trying to see Taka. Oh, Taka finally secured the kill on the bot lane. Of course, the first time that I wasn't paying attention. I feel like God of War has been like, poking at the Blackfeather, almost like just forcing him to go home, and doesn't really completely overcommit to the fight. But I guess in this engage, he decided that it was finally time that he was able to secure it.
Yeah, the Taka is starting, I think, to get a decent lead on the Blackfeather, and with his sustain, built-in sustain in this kit, he can out-trade him, especially with the tension bow, the early game sustain he's got. I am top lane now has 5 players in it, and they're in a little bit of a skirmish.
Pretty low on the side of Synergy. The Rona drops really low. Pops the healing flash. Leighton's going to go in, though. Jumps back and on top of Leighton. Leighton is trying to kite away. The stun does come through, though. The Rona's going to fall. Starplays was not able to help the Rona. I feel like the Rona is just struggling right now to secure some of these kills. Donnie, he does jump on top of Starplays. He's going to be able to pour out of here. It looks like no. Fortress just jumps on top of him and secures a kill. I don't think Starplays thought he was actually going to be able to just kill him with one, truth of the tooth there. So I was not looking for it. He was not, aware of the damage coming out. Meanwhile, the Vox picks up the Taka, and we're going to see, again, 7-8 right now, back and forth, maybe just some sloppy plays back and forth from the teams, and, some players just getting caught out.
Yeah, and the back and forth, we're under a 1K gold difference this game. This is a much closer at 10 minutes than our previous game we streamed. The teams are kind of exchanging back and forth in different areas on the map without anyone taking a really large advantage in any one spot.
Yeah, Yuzu, the Idris in the top lane, he drops really low, really fast. Once again, unfortunately, have to go back, and that leaves Star just alone to try to push off the lane and keep the turret healthy, because Leighton and the Fortress are jumping in on top of him. They are going to take down that top lane once able to try to even up the turret kills. We're going to see bottom lane once again, though. Trouble and Spartan are going at it, or Trouble and God of War are going at it. They both have popped the healing flask. We're going to see God of War does get the tension bow back up again to proc and take him down. Mid turret, we're going to see some rotations. They're starting to look a little crazy here. So the mid turret is wide open for Brandar to go ahead and secure it. Does not look like Synergy was aware that their mid lane was just being pushed, and they're not going to be able to rotate quick enough to stop the Vox from taking it.
Yeah, down bottom, Taka already had a breaking point, and during that fight, Trouble the Black Feather did not. And I think just the little bit of extended duration of the fight, I didn't see his stacks exactly, but he had that advantage as the fight went on to finish off the Black Feather. And Celeste had rotated top to try to help out once the Idris died and they were pushing that turret. And she didn't make it back in time for the middle turret, or it was taken by Vox. That's often a problem with rotations. She made the rotation from mid to top too late to save the top turret and stayed up there too long and ended up losing the mid turret in the progress.
Right. See bottom lane once again, God of War. They're going at it. Trouble does have a little defense, maybe to try to stay alive a little longer than what God of War has, but if God of War can just put out the damage really fast, Trouble's not going to be able to stay alive. Sword Storm does come in. It does go a little wide, not going to be able to land on anyone. Josh just gets stunned up here. I don't think it's going to be too much issues. That's one thing I've been seeing definitely in my tier for sure, is that people maybe rotate too much. Like, they think rotation is good. They need to go help top lane, but if they rotate and they're not really going to get anything out of that rotation, they're just like leaving your lane up to be pushed if another teammate's not going to help hold your lane out. So in that case, everyone went up to top lane, but they kind of were just standing around. They weren't being really aggressive with anything, which just allowed the mid lane to just be wide open. So it's definitely something for teams to look out for.
Yeah, I agree. It's still, if the game is within 500 gold at 13 minutes, no dragons have been taken. The Ghostwing has been on the map now quite a while. They both have vision on it, but they haven't cleared the other vision. Not sure why.
Yeah.
Maybe Arden may have just put the scout cam down to see the other one, but didn't want to risk moving in. The vision game can be interesting in 5v5 because to clear vision as a melee, you may put yourself in harm's way to attack the scout cam.
Yeah, we see Leighton winning top lane, and then we see God of War winning bot lane. So we have two different lanes kind of being pushed out by both teams. I feel like that's where it's at right now. Like, bot lane needs a little more help, Trouble needs a little more help in the bot lane. Then we see Yuzu in the the top lane on that Idris getting pushed out by Leighton. So it's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna be able to take the the most advantage out of the lanes that they are winning.
Yeah, definitely. I think my opinion is this Black Feather, if he hangs on, he's gonna outscale a weapon Taka eventually.
Yeah.
He's 2 levels behind right now though, so he's not in a position to fight.
Yeah, we have seen some of these scrimmages where he almost has enough defense and stacks from breaking point to take down the Taka, but the Taka's starting to get defense for himself. So we'll see if the Taka is able to maybe just the hit and run type attack strategy to get in, do some damage, and get out. But again, we're gonna see late in this top lane, it's just pushing. We're actually gonna see maybe a little engage though from Yezru in the Rona. They do jump in on top late, and Leighton pushes the boots out there to try to get away. The damage is coming through. Finally, we're gonna see the Kestrel go down. So it's gonna be interesting to see if the Kestrel is able to, a lot of minions, a lot of CS, the 2 deaths, 2 kills, nothing crazy, but was definitely controlling that top lane. So we're going to see if the Idris and Rona can maybe get that back in their advantage. Meanwhile, Fortress is just still running around, farming up. Build-wise for Fortress, not too much defense, but the Aftershock and the Broken Myth does have some, some pretty decent crystal power on the side of the Fortress.
Yeah, definitely. This is kind of the standard build for him currently. I think it's interesting to see. I think he had the Aftershock before he built the Storm Crown. And normally the Storm Crown is kind of like your bridge to get to the Aftershock. So it's a little interesting to see decided to build it anyways, even though it could be going something like a Clockwork just to get the extra cooldown rather than having them wave clear the minions for minions.
Yeah, we see all 5 members in the mid lane here. They just try to gank Donnie on the fortress, but he's able to boot and get out. He pops the attack from the pack. All 5 members have rotated here. It looks like they're going to maybe rotate and play with the idea of Ghost Wing, but I would say that, MaGiK is aware of it. Maybe we're just going to see both teams rotate and take each dragon, but, they are
That is
just now starting up Ghost Wing. I don't know. I feel like the Black Claw would... If both teams take Ghost Wing at the same time, does the Black Claw have the advantage?
Honestly, it depends on this. They got the Ghost Wing. They're late on this. They did not start the Black Claw very quickly. I don't know if Synergy is aware though. Well, they're close enough now that they could at least try the sniper.
Could steal. No.
I think I've personally late game. I believe the Ghost Wing is much better. It gives you the team fighting advantage, and currently the Black Claw is too squishy to be what I would consider the priority. With 5 people there, you can really melt down quickly while we have a team fight.
Yeah, huge stun came through from the Warlock at 3-man stun. I mean, the Black Claw is important, but if they don't get any kills here, the Ghost Wing is gonna win out. All the members were able to take down 4. Just Joshua was left standing. So, pretty much in that team fight, we saw as soon as Black Claw was taken, they have the buff from Ghost Wing. They might as well start the team fight up. And a turret does fall, but Black Claw is gonna fall immediately after. Hopefully, they're gonna be able to do something with the other 4 members down. Maybe push out a lane, but it could be kind of an even trade for both teams. I mean, losing 4 members overall is not the best thing to happen, but the mid lane is being pushed in with 2 turrets down.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on the value, but when you take Ghost Wing, your team gets a gold. Everyone on your team gets gold. And when you kill Black Claw, when you kill the captured Black Claw, you don't get anything for capturing it. When they destroyed it there, they got gold. So they actually got all those kills plus the gold bounties from the Ghost Wing and the Black Claw, and now they're up to about a 5k gold lead. So it's I think that trade worked out way better for Synergy.
Oh, yeah. Definitely looks like that when you look at the gold lead. We almost saw the engage come in from the side of MaGiK. Looks they're playing with the idea still. Solo's really low on this Celeste. So Celeste, the snipe gets snuck through all 4 members. The front line was supposed to stop that 1 shot, 1 kill. Solo's super low. I don't know why MaGiK is not taking advantage of that. They have their main attack damage person super low, was sticking around. They had a 4v5 advantage. I felt like the shot call to engage should have happened right then.
Yeah, especially with the fortress, with the dive. The team that basically gives the whole team dive once he procs his Truth of the Tooth, his A?
Yeah, Truth of the Tooth and Law of the Claw or something.
Yeah, the Truth of the Tooth, but once he procs his A on someone, the whole team gets a speed boost moving towards them, and they can really dive in on someone quickly. Especially with he's got Arden and Black Feather to go with them. With the Celeste that week, maybe they're worried about the Lorelei ultimate just preventing them from being able to finish her off.
They could have been baiting it. I mean, the Idris is still going to do a decent amount of damage with that with the alternating current and the Dragon's Eye, but they're starting up Ghost Wing once again. They're well aware of it though. Here comes Joshua. Is Joshua going to pop the gauntlet? It does come down. It does land. The stun comes through over there on the right side. Lorelei's trying to keep them off. The Ghost Wing has been paused. Meanwhile, they're trying to focus down on this team fight. Lorelei's dropping low along with the Idris. We're going to see Joshua actually stuck in the middle of them. Fortress, though, is trying to get a kill streak here, but I think he actually does get one. The Celeste picks up the other. We see 3 members down on the side of MaGiK, but Ghost Wing's captured once again. We're going to see if they're going to be able to do anything with the Ghost Wing capture this time and maybe try to continue and push that gold lead advantage.
Yeah, the 3 members there were kind of on their own, 3 on 4, that whole fight, even 3 on 5. And I saw Kestrel didn't make it to the middle of the river. She was up and top. Basically only in that fight with a one-shot, one-kill, which is not going to work.
Gosh, I was just waiting for a Black Claw steal, but it didn't come through.
Yeah, that's a risky play to basically leaving it almost up to a 50-50 on the Black Claw. But they're making the mistake now. They have 2 members top lane, and they're not supporting this push. It's probably will only be 1 turret.
So yeah, we're going to see MaGiK actually dives in on top of God of War. God of War may have bit off more than he can chew. He's trying to get away. He does go down. The Solar Storm comes through, but it's not going to do that much. He does have the 8 Dragon's Eye, trying to stack up and melt someone. Black Claw is going to fall here. They're going to try to return to help, but maybe a little too late. Leighton, he gets dropped immediately from the Rona. Huge burst damage comes through. If this Celeste can sit back and still put out a lot of damage, though, this turret's going to fall. It does. Idris, if Idris can catch up to the team, maybe actually join in on this fight and actually help. We're going to see Rona just rotate back down as well. The side lanes are just really pushed, though, so not much going to be able to be done with the side lanes. They're just going to rotate out of this mid lane, and they really need to probably try to reclaim the side lanes and push those lanes back out.
Yeah, definitely. The with the Celeste, Synergy has a huge advantage on sieging like that. They couldn't get back to her at that point, and they were able to finish off the turret. The Kestrel got a little bit caught out there, trying to finish off the minions without positioning back further, and the Rona jumped her. But once that occurred, the Celeste was able to just poke the turret down.
Would you say the Bonesaw on this, the Kestrel is a really good idea with the amount of armor we see coming out of the side of Synergy?
I'd rather see the Bonesaw on Blackfeather, to be honest. Because the Kestrel uses the Glimmer Shot a lot. I think a Glimmer Shot will proc a stack of the Bonesaw proc on it, but the attack speed is much slower.
Right. Giant team fight coming out, though. The ultimate does come through from the Celeste. Celeste, though, drops super low as well, trying to get the kill in on Brendar. Brendar does fall. We saw Yuzu go in and use the ultimate to stay alive the very last second, hop back out, gave enough time for his team to get the damage down necessary. 3 members fall once again for the side of MaGiK. Just Fortress and Leighton up. They're going to pop the Ghost Wing and capture it one more time. So that's 3 times we have Ghost Wing. 24 minutes in. This match is definitely lasting a lot longer with, I feel like, Synergy struggling to, get the right push they need in order to, finish this game.
Yeah, I definitely think we're at the stage where it's close enough or late game enough, even though they do have an 8k gold lead. 5v5 can either end quickly or it can drag on a little bit at the end because it's difficult with Black Claw being a little bit easy to kill right now to get that final push to finish. They really just need to force the fight that is starting here.
I think that's what they're doing right now. Arden drops the gauntlet down, though. He's trying to block him. It doesn't matter. Team's not there to help you. Arden was just kind of trapped in by himself. Here comes the Rona. Rona's trying to focus down on Trouble. Trouble's really low. Leighton is trying to kite away. Meanwhile, we see the Idris in a tough spot. Rotates up to the 2 members. Idris is going to fall. Solo got melted immediately as well. God of War, though, is trying to stick around and just clean up 4v3. Are they going to be able to do it? Starplace is just trying to keep them subtracted. God of War does actually finish off Brendan. We're going to see, is the Blackfeather going to fall as well? Is Star's going to be able to secure it? He does. Spin to win. Oh my God, so close. Leighton drops from Starplace. Starplace is just cleaning up God of War as well. All the way up in the top. There's a lot of armories up. I feel like God should probably focus on taking down some of these armories before we focus on the Vein Crystal.
Yeah, we'll see if they go. The Lorelei's got the right idea. They're probably can still finish either way, but you can't kill the crystal with 3 armories up. It has 100% damage reduction defense.
Get some of these minions in there to try to help, because that aren't. Oh.
I believe it has 50% with 1 down and 25% with 2 down. So now they decided they wouldn't be able to getting the 2 armories there and backing out is kind of the safe play rather than trying to finish. And we'll see if if they spot that scout camp that they left behind.
Maybe a little bit of a port in to try to get the back door happening.
Yeah, if with 5 people, if they were to make that play, it would be indefensible. But with them winning, I don't like the back door from the lead. As, from a leading position, it's the high risk play sometimes that they caught him.
Yeah, team fight breaking out right now. The Gauntlet does come down, but the Gauntlet does not matter at all. Meanwhile, the Solar Storm comes through to wipe him out. I think this is going to be the game. They caught him out. They got the fight that they needed. I think there's no need to go for Black Claw. Maybe just go for this Van Crystal that's completely exposed. 2 armories down. I think finally Synergy got the fight they needed and was able to, catch them out, secure the kills, and GG. It was definitely a tough matchup for both teams, back and forth. Even though Synergy had the advantage, I still felt like MaGiK could have made a couple plays to change it back or swing it back into their favor.
Yeah, definitely. That there was no real clean team fight wins until that last one when they were hanging out in the bush, having a little brush party, and caught him out, and then it was a pretty much clean sweep. 5 on. Fortress was never even in that fight.
Yeah, Fortress was definitely a little far away from the team, but I mean, I feel like there's so many, everyone has vision items, so it's really, really rough when you aren't prepared to, check a bush. You just don't expect the team to be in that particular bush that late. You can't afford to be caught out and, not be prepared to be in the right position, because when you have someone like that Taka and that Rona who can just jump on top of maybe your squishy hero like, the Kestrel and Vox and blow them up, team fight's going to go south pretty fast. Unfortunately, I know, you talked about trouble trying to last to the far game, but 0-10, unfortunately, the Black Feather did struggle in this matchup overall.
Yeah, he never really got going. A little bit low for a laner on CS compared to his teammates. I'm not even looking at the other team, but he never even got to full build in a very long game because he was starved out. I couldn't stay alive to get his CS, and that's sometimes the life of a top laner. You don't get, if you don't hold your ground in the early game, it can be really rough to recover. Overall, much more competitive game than some of the ones I've seen. It was good to watch, and at the end, I don't know if Joshua had the flare, but got to be very careful there to flare out and on the Super Scout,
Yeah, for sure.
to make sure you don't know where the enemy is. You probably need to be moving around as a 5-man squad, because get 2 or 3 people get caught by 5, they're just going to get deleted.
Yeah, well, GG to both teams. It definitely was nice to see a longer match and a little closer matchup with skill level on these teams. So that is it for us tonight.